Hi one and all. So in the previous class we learned about an activity called getAncestor, and we understood the need of that getAncestor activity with a simple example, right? And after that we learned another interesting activity called indicate on screen. So be careful with this explicit activity with the option called indicate on screen that you will get in some other activity like type into, click, double click and so on. See, the main difference is this option which comes inside other activities is used to specify the target element or target UI element, okay, before the execution. Whereas this explicit activity is used to specify the target element during runtime or during execution. We already have seen an example for this to better understand this in the last class itself, right? And we were discussing about techniques for waiting for a specific UI element or for a control, and we already have covered wait element vanish and wait image vanish, right? So it is very straightforward. As the name itself says, this technique is used to wait for a specific UI element to disappear, whereas this activity or technique is used to wait for a specific image to disappear. Now we shall see in this video about an interesting another technique called wait attribute, which is somewhat different from these two, right? Now directly we shall go to wait attribute activity, and according to the author it is an activity which is used to wait for the value of the specified element or target UI element attribute to be equal to a specified string value, it seems. Okay, I will clarify this definition, or I will give a meaning to this definition directly jumping to an practical example, right? So we shall go to the tool to better understand the purpose of wait attribute. Okay, now I will delete the old or content of the project. Now I am taking an empty sequence. Okay, then which activity that we are trying to understand here? Okay, wait attribute, right? Okay, then so see, remember wait attribute will be applied for a specific UI element, right? So this is what you need to remember first. So first you need to identify that element. So we shall use an activity called find element to indicate the target element, and then we shall apply this on this target element. So right, okay, for better understanding I will delete the previous variables. Okay, now I want to indicate the target UI element. Okay, let us assume the calculator app as our target. This is our target UI element. So I will choose indicate on screen. Now I will specify our target element as calculator application. Okay, then I want to store that calculator application reference in a variable with a name called var. Okay, and remember the type of that variable should be UI element because I want to store the reference for an UI element. That's why the type of the variable should be UI element. It is very simple. Like for example, if you want to store an integer number or a whole number, then obviously you will choose the type as an integer, right? Similarly here, since I want to store a reference for UI element, or make it simple, UI element, I need a variable of type UI element, and I already mentioned how to get this option in this drop down box, right? Okay, so just make the type as UI element, and here in the property window of this find element, store the reference in a variable called var here in this case, right? Then we shall apply wait attribute on element called var, which is nothing but calculator in our case. Okay, now click on this wait attribute and see the property window of wait attribute, and can you see element property under input section? Okay, this is the place where you have to specify on which element that you are applying a wait attribute technique. Okay, where, and I can specify the attribute name here and the value that I am expecting. Okay, here. Okay, otherwise I can specify attribute here directly or the value here, right? So now I want to indicate the attribute. Now interesting thing is, so if you choose this click on this icon, you will get a list of attribute, but you are not actually aware of this. So we shall see, go one by one. as the classes goes on about this attribute, I will give a simple trick or a path so to identify which attribute that you have to use here in the drop down box. So just can you see here, this is our target element, right? Click on this three horizontal lines, and can you see an option called edit selector? If you click on this, now can you see an option called edit attributes? Can you see some names here like app ID, okay, title, then CLS class. Okay, so if you are really good at programming, then you can use programming language, okay, to specify the property of or the attribute of the selector. Okay, we'll talk about this in more depth in the coming classes. Forget about this for the time being. Okay, now we shall use an attribute called title here, and the value of that attribute is calculator in this case, right? Okay, now we shall use the same idea here. Okay, now we shall specify the attribute name as title, okay, and value as calculator, right? Okay, now to better understand whether it is working or not, I will use a message box, and I want to just write end in the dialog box to indicate that we have reached the end. Okay, now our target element is ready. Now we shall run the robot, and what it has to do now, it has to check for an calculator element first. I mean, it has to find an element called calculator, right? And then in that element it has to look for an attribute called title, and it should see whether the title of that attribute is calculator. If it is so, then you proceed. Okay, then you proceed. That's why we are able to see end end string. Okay, now we shall see the unsuccessful case. Okay, I am expecting the attribute value as calculator 1. More specifically, I am expecting an element, calculator element, with an value calculator 1 for the attribute called title of this calculator element. Clear with this? Okay, now what interesting, we shall see what will happen. I hope you understood what I am telling. We are looking for an element whose attribute, namely title, has a value calculator 1. But now we don't have any such element whose attribute value, specifically title attribute value as calculator 1. That's why it is waiting. We are not able to see this. This part is not executing at all because it is waiting for that particular UI element which has it has waited for some period of time. Once the timer expires, you will get an exception like this. So don't worry, we shall understand how to handle this exception in the coming classes, right? But here main thing that what you need to understand in this case is you need to understand about an activity called wait attribute. Clear? So make it simple. A wait attribute is used to wait for a specific UI element until a specific attribute value equals to the specified value, right? Clear? I hope you understood this. If you have any doubt with respect to that, you please contact me so that I can help you out, help you. Clear? Okay, with this we'll go ahead with the further concepts according to the syllabus. Now we shall see one more concept called act on controls. More specifically, we shall see how we can able to act on mouse and keyboard activities or controls. So according to the author, so while doing automate task, sometimes not, I can't say sometimes, almost all the time you have to deal with different types of controls such as fine control, mouse control, and keyboard control, it seems. Make it simple. The bottom line is, in order to automate any task, at least you have to go ahead with this mouse or keyboard activity, it seems. So now we shall see how we can able to interact with mouse and keyboard activities in this class. Okay, Now first we shall start with an mouse activities. So these activities according to the author are nothing but activities that involve which comes when you are interacting with the mouse, right? Correct. Now specifically we shall learn about three mouse activities which is available in your UiPath Studio, namely click activity, double click activity and handover activity. I think almost out of these three you already have seen, I think, click activity. No need to worry. Once again I will give a simple example for each of this, and we shall learn each of this activity quickly. So we shall go with the click activity. I think we can use the same this as a target element. Okay, I will go to the tool directly in order to save the time. Okay, now which activity that I have to demonstrate here, it is click activity, I mean mouse click. Okay, don't choose computer, I mean CV click, computer vision click. Use the activity which comes under mouse, because we are learning mouse click activity. Now I will have to specify the target element. Okay, target element as 8. Okay, now now I am running. The robot has to click on 8 and then it has to reach the end. Okay, so this demonstrate click activity. Okay, double click, we shall see double click activity. Okay, directly. Okay, double click activity is similar to click activity, it seems, whereas as the name itself says, this will perform a double click operation. That's it, double click operation. We shall see directly how to demonstrate this. Okay, directly I will search here. Yeah, double click is there because recently I have used that. Okay, I have to specify the target element. Okay, this is not the target window, so I will press F2. Okay, this is my target element. Okay, I will specify 5 as a target element. So what should happen now? It should click on 5 twice. Can you see there? Okay, don't get confused with this 8. This 8 is the previous value. Now it has clicked 5 twice. I mean, from this example, I hope you understood what is the job of double click activity. As the name itself says, this is activity is used to capture 2 mouse clicks or to perform 2 mouse clicks on a specific target element. Clear? Okay, then this is another interesting activity called handover, which is used to perform what I can say, drag something, moving mouse pointer over a target element. Okay, we shall see how to use this directly with the tool. Okay, I have used, recently I have used handover. I will specify. Okay, once again resume it. Okay, something 4. Let us assume 4 is the target element. So just observe when I run the robot. So it will see. Can you see here? If I move a mouse pointer to some other place with respect to the initial place, then that action will be captured as handover. I mean, moving the mouse pointer, and then it will start performing other actions. Clear? I mean, further steps. That's it. Okay. So the scenario is very simple. For you see, I will conclude all this. I will conclude all these 3 activities. See, if you want to perform any action when a single mouse click has been performed on a target element, then you can go ahead with this activity. Similarly, if you want to take some action when double click is performed on a specific target element, then you can go ahead with this activity. Similarly, when you want to perform some action, okay, when a handover is performed on a specific target element, specifically mouse handover is performed on a specific target element, then you can go ahead with this activity. Clear? So this is what about mouse activities. Now we shall start with the keyboard activities. Simple, as the name itself says. Now these are the activities which are used usually when you are involving with keyboard keys or keyboard activities generally. Clear? And we shall see in this class about send hotkey and type into, and in the next class we shall see about another interesting activity called type secure text. Okay, now directly we shall jump into send hotkey. Okay, I will take a simple example to demonstrate this, and then I will speak about send hotkey. I think previously we have already used send hotkey. Okay, recently have used send out key. Okay, now can you see these are the controls? Like if you want to perform, for example, enter by holding Alt key or Control key or Shift key or Windows key, then you have to check the respective checkboxes. Clear? Okay. Now what I will do. I will use a simple demonstration. I will go to the our college website. Okay. Just I will choose this page, and just what I want to perform is automatically it should scroll down, or it should come down. Okay, like this it should automatically it should come down like this. So this is what I am trying to do. Okay, I will go to the tool. For that I will specify the target as this. Okay, and page down is a key that I want to apply on that. Okay, now let us uh, can you see here? Can if within a fraction of a second that page has been scrolled down or it has come down. So usually send hotkey is used to perform an activity like this. See, just I am giving a simple example here, but remember all these should be understand better. Then only whenever a complex project has been given to you, then you will be in a position to know which activity that is suits to solve a specific requirement. Clear with this? So send hotkey. Okay, then we shall see another interesting activity called type into activity. Once again, I hope you already have used this in order to type some text to the notepad, right? Okay, again we shall go ahead this with type into activity. For that I will use this as a target element. Okay, this as a target element. Now what we shall do, we shall have to demonstrate type into, right? So type into. Okay, this is not a secure text. So type into activity, type into activity. Where I need to type on that notepad editor here. Okay, this is where I need to type, and moreover you know that what it should be typed has to be specified within double quote, right? Okay, this is what you have learned previously, right? For example, hello. Okay, I think you people already have familiar, you already have seen this, right? Now I will show you one more interesting job that you can able to do with respect to type into text also. Like for example, we just now we saw about send hot key, right? Where along with the key you can use control keys like this, right? Similarly even here in type into along with the text you can use the control keys. Okay, control keys. Okay, can you see here special keys? Okay, what we shall do, we shall type this text hello in uppercase. So for uppercase, which is the key that we need to use? Okay, can you find that special key? Yeah, caps. Okay, now we shall see whether it what the robot will do. I think we got an exception here. I think actually okay, we shall see, no problem. Even if we get an error or exception, it will be useful for understanding purpose. Okay, it is taking more time. Yeah, can you see an exception here? Okay, could not find the UI element, it seems. It can't able to find the UI element, it seems. Okay, let us check now, because actually I indicated the target element as a blank area, right? Okay, and hence it is looking for a blank area. So with that understanding we shall see whether it will work. Okay, I stopped the debugging explicitly. Now we shall see. Again, if you find if you come across a situation like this, then you can see you can understand that there is some problem with your workflow. Okay, still it is taking more time, exception. So what it is telling that the closest match found are could not find a UL element corresponding to the selector. Okay, we shall stop this. Okay, we shall type this hello. First caps lock has to be applied, then hello has to be typed. HELLO. First caps lock has to be applied, then it should type hello. Now we shall see whether it will work. Okay, okay, okay. Can you guess what may be the problem? Can you see some star here? Star in this window called star untitled notepad, right? Hence, this star is different from. Okay. Okay, I will tell you why, what is this. Okay, this was the edited and not saved window, right? But this is not the new window, correct? Okay, this is the new window. See, can you see here? There is no star here. So hence our robot was looking for a target element whose title will be untitled notepad, right? But in the previous case it had star, right? Correct now? So that was the problem with the selector. Now we shall run this. Can you see here? Can you see here? Now I am not getting the exception. Now I am not getting the exception. Clear? So that's what I said. If we get an error while learning, it is always good for us to better understand what is happening behind the scene. So I hope with this you understood how we can able to use type into with the control or special keys like this. So first press the caps lock, then you type an words called HELLO. Hence the hello, the smaller hello will be typed in uppercase. Can you see here? Can you see here? So this is what I supposed to plan to explain in this class. So I will conclude this class. Just in this class we learned interesting activities like a weight attribute, and then we started discussion on how to deal with mouse and keyboard activities, and we completed the mouse activities, how to which are the activities that are available for us in order to deal with the mouse activities like click, double click and handover. We learned all these three, and we started discussion on keyboard activities, and we discussed two interesting keyboard activities called send hotkey and type into, right? And in the coming class we shall go ahead with the type secure text and further concepts. So again, if you have any doubt with respect to this, you can contact me, or my suggestion is you practice by going through the video, then you will better understand the need and the usage and the definition of those activities or the controls. So thank you one and all.